I am the CEO of Networx for Career Development. I went into skills development because I'm passionate about people development, being a product of the South African skills development. When I graduated in 1994, I could not find related employment to what I had studied for, and I ended up joining the bank. And when skills development started in 2001, I was fortunate to get an internship with the service TETA, and I never looked back. The aim of the Work Readiness Programme is threefold. One, it is to address graduate unemployment, which is a national priority. And second, it addresses the gap or bridges the gap between their studies as well as the work environment. Third, it is to redress the inequalities of the past. We realized that employers tend to employ the best, the cream. They tend to employ graduates from best universities, best schools, and graduates from disadvantaged schools and universities are left out. The first work readiness program for TETA was the 2017-2018 project. We're wrapping up the second one, which is 2018-2019. And the feedback is amazing because the last group is exiting at the end of April, and already the employment statistics is looking great. The feedback received from employers regarding the work readiness program was actually amazing. It exceeded expectation. It relates to the maturity level of the graduates, their emotional intelligence after the program. So when they get into the workplace, they already know what is expected of them, because we worked on the soft skills and all those skills that employers need for them to be employable. Some of our partners, like Adcock and Bramhope, it's partners that we approached and we shared our vision with them, and they decided to get involved.
We needed to get involved in helping the young people, and we started with about 15 graduates, which we placed across our business. 12 of them, I believe, are still working around the business, some as laboratory analysts, some sitting in the warehouses, some looking after the stock and all that. 2018, when we got the call, it was also one of those things that got us excited. We had ended up with 37 graduates, which about 10 of them have been given contracts that would long-term contract with the hope of permanent in the long future.
I heard about the graduate program through Ma'am Ashla, Networx CEO. I posted an ad on Gumtree looking for a job. Then after a week or two, she called me informing me about the graduate program. So I got interested because it was something that I've been looking for since I graduated with my first degree. Then I resigned. I didn't even serve a notice.
I got this opportunity through the Work Readiness Program through Networx. It was an opportunity for 6 months just to get into the company to get some work experience in my field. Essentially, the Work Readiness Program, since it's a 6 months program, the first month is where we have training through Networx to prepare us before we go to the actual company, and then Networx places us in different companies so that we can acquire experience for the remainder of the 5 months.
I was looking for experience in the science field, and this program, it actually gave me what I've been looking for. It gave me the skills and the experience that I needed for me to also apply for other jobs out there. And during the program, I realized that it's important for me to continue studying, which is the reason why I decided to register my master's this year.
We believe that the graduate forms part of some form of an incubation. So when they come into the business, you give them an opportunity to show you what they know and what they are capable of. And in about 6 months, they would have given you enough to then decide whether this would be a value-add employee or not. And most of them would come in and just start shining from the beginning because they have been trained, they have been groomed, they know what to do and what not to do, as compared to the other ones that come in and they need to be groomed from the beginning.
Sometimes it is not about quantity, it's about quality. What is important to us is the quality of the candidates produced, as well as the impact at the end, whether that candidate is able to secure employment.
I'm Isak Murray, the CEO of the WRP Group. The WRP Group was established in 2002. We've grown from a normal PPE company to an MRO company, but we did realize over the period of time that we needed to bring more innovation into the group itself. We then started forming alliances with the University of Johannesburg, the University of Pretoria, Kedge Business School in France, and other universities, and we formed BC, WRP International School of Innovation, which we also won in 2017, the Most Innovative Company Award awarded by Accenture. And the idea is really to build the young people, give them practical experience, explore their young creative minds in design thinking, in agile, and build them up as people. And we find that our model works really well. The group grows at above 54% per year. So our model does work. And at a later stage, if they do decide to leave our employment, our internship program, they are so much better qualified to be able to go into the work market, because they don't only have the academic background, they now have the practical background, and we throw them into the deep end. So it's not like a large corporate where it takes you years to do certain functions. Right from the beginning, you get the responsibility.
Before the work readiness program, I was looking for a job. I received the call from the program itself, Networx. First thought it was a scam because I didn't know anything about it, but after a while I got excited when the lady told me everything about it, like how it works and when it starts and what's it about.
So Bukang came into sort of a supply chain sales environment, and he studied supply chain.
What I've achieved on a professional basis here is basically how the logistics industry and the supply chain industry works and the different components to it. And on a personal level, I'd say that I've grown as a person in terms of responsibilities.
When Bokang started, he was quiet, a bit like shy. So he was afraid to do things, right? So he was, instead of just going for it, right? He would have an idea, he'd be on the right path, but he just want to make sure as to, should I do it, should I not do it, right? But now Bokang, he will tell you that, look, this is what I've done. So, you know, that sort of, he's now not afraid to do things and then tell you later on that, you know what, the customer had a problem with such and such a thing, this is what I've done.
It shows that the work readiness program actually helped me in life and in the career that I've chosen.
How I found out about the work readiness program. Well, I had a friend in University of Limpopo that was already included in the program. Then I was told by him, because of before then I was not working for finance department. Instead, I was a tutor somewhere else. So he introduced this to me. When I went there, I found that this is exactly what I've been looking for.
The development that I've seen from the new interns, and specifically also David, they have all the book knowledge, but they don't have the practical experience. And as people, they develop and they build much more confidence, and we can rely more on them to give us feedback on what they want and what they see they can improve in the job environment. So you're taking somebody not necessarily unsure, but unsure in the work environment, and build their personalities that they can develop themselves as people.
I supervise David. As far as my job is concerned, I basically overlook everything that is accounts, from our creditors to debtors. For me personally, just to comment on him as a person, I think very quickly he began to show the set of skills that took me 4-6 months within a space of a month or two. And I'm very proud of him for that. And I think he's going to go very far, wherever he aims to be, and I think he's probably going to achieve that. Yeah.
So what I've experienced, at first they be teaching us something. Sometimes I be like, this is just a waste of time. Why can't they just place us there? Only to find out that those things, now that I'm here, are the things that I'm facing, that I'm meeting almost every day in the workplace environment.
We retain about 90% of our candidates that comes on the internship program. So we try to make it a nice working environment, but it also gives us time to evaluate where these interns are going, and then to position them in, over the 2-year period, they work in different parts within the organization, and we see where they are the best fitted and where they enjoy it the most. So there is a rotation process that we follow. And I think the atmosphere and the environment that they work in makes them want to work for us as well, which is a great blessing.
The 200 is not enough. If I can tell you that with the first project, we placed 200 out of over 800 applications. So there's lots of graduates that are unemployed, and there's a huge demand for the project.